Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly, episode 65. And once again, like the last few weeks, we don't have too much to be going over, but we do have some interesting stuff to talk about. So, first off, I do have a little bit of a pickup this time around, so we'll jump into that, and then we'll get into the topics.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
Okay, so getting into pickups, we only actually have one thing to go over, and it's something that kind of confused me because I was not expecting it. But we do have Warhammer 40,000 Crusade Tyrannic War. So this is obviously the newest version of Warhammer 40k Crusade. And I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know this was coming. I apparently just didn't see the email because this is from Hatchet Partworks. If you don't know, this is the company that makes Stormbreaker, is that what it's called? The various magazines that are subscription based. And the next 40k one is going to be called Combat Patrol. What does that have to do with this? Well, apparently, though I have checked and I didn't receive an email about it, if you signed up for Combat Patrol before a certain date, you got a free copy of Crusade. Now, Combat Patrol itself isn't supposed to come out until August, I don't believe, but they have sent out the copies of Crusade now. I don't know why, I don't know the reason behind that, but that is what they've done, and that means I now own Warhammer 40k Crusade Tyrannic War, and this is not something that I was expecting at all. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because I don't have any plans of playing Crusade, and if I did, I already have the digital version of, the rules, so I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to keep it, I'm not going to be selling it on or giving it away or anything, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to do with this. So yeah, very cool of Hatchet Partworks to give away something. I just don't know what to do with it. It's going to just go with the other books that I have. I do have last edition and I think 9. Oh, I have 9th, 8th, and 6th Crusade rules. I don't have whichever one I didn't say between there. 7th, I think. So yeah, I guess this will just add to that burgeoning collection. I don't really have a use for them. I just like the art in them, so I don't know. But yeah, in any case, Warhammer 40k Crusade Tyrannic War is now in my possession. So yeah, very cool. And I guess just get into the topics. So jumping straight into the topics, we have first off a new book, and that is Demon Breaker. And this is of course a Sisters of Battle novel. That is something that I wouldn't usually be covering, but there is actually a new miniature, that being of Celestian Sacrosanct Avalyn, and genuinely a very, very cool model. Obviously, being the main character from the Demon Breaker book, she looked great. I love the flaming sword. Just in general, this is the kind of look that I wish that all Sisters of Battle had. I think that I would actually enjoy them a lot more. But yeah, she has the little cherubs floating around her, all the tapestry, all that kind of fun stuff. And genuinely just a really nicely detailed miniature. You do have options to have either helmeted or hooded, which I think is a very good way of displaying it. And yeah, in general, the shield having the little dragon design on it is really, really cool. As I say, the cherubs are very, very nice. I always like that kind of stuff, even though it is, in-universe pretty horrific. They do just look really, really cool. And in general, there's a lot of really nice details. The, white rose, I almost want to call it, that's behind her head, attached to her backpack, is very interesting. I'm not sure the, importance of that, if there is any, and I'm sure if there is, it will be revealed in Demon Breaker. But yeah, legitimately a very, very cool looking model, and yeah, I love as well, she's stood on a corn demon. I think that's a very nice little detail. And yeah, in general, very nice model for Sisters of Battle, especially, coming after all the other reveals and, the new codex and stuff like that for Sisters of Battle. Very nice to be getting a new character. And yeah, there's not really much I can say about her, unfortunately, especially because she's a new character for a new novel. I haven't read it, obviously. I don't think it's even out yet, the novel. But yeah, looks good. I, I'm interested in checking it out. I might end up reading the audiobook or listening to the audiobook, I suppose, when that releases. But yeah, in any case, very cool model for a Sisters Battle fan. Very, very cool. And even for me, someone that doesn't really care too much, some really nice details that I do really, really appreciate. But yeah, that is it for Demon Breaker. And Celestian Sacrosanct Avalyn, which Sisters Battle names always so weird, but yeah, very, very cool, and we can move on. And next up, we have the new edition of Talisman, the magical quest game, and obviously, this is a classic Games Workshop, like, side game sort of thing, and obviously fantasy as well. This is the 5th edition, and it's actually the first, like, regular Talisman, not including any of the, like, random spin-offs that they've done, since 2008, which is pretty cool that it's been that long. And they're actually, bringing it back. It is actually a really cool thing to see. Obviously, it includes all the things you need, all the counters, the cards, over 100 cards, actually, which is really, really cool to see. But obviously, the main reason people care about Games Workshop games is the miniatures. There's 12 of them included, character miniatures. And, yeah, they look pretty cool. There's a good variety. There's wizards and rogues and a dwarf and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun stuff. They don't name them specifically, so I'm assuming these are kind of up to the interpretation. I'm not too familiar with Talisman in general. I understand it is kind of like your typical board game, miniatures board game. And yeah, that's cool if you're into that kind of thing. It's not something that I necessarily care too much for. But yeah, definitely something neat, especially if you are a fan of those classic Talisman games. Or in fact, if you're a fan of the Talisman video game, which I believe is basically just a digitized version of the regular game. Once again, I own that game, haven't played it, so I could just be completely wrong there. But yeah, 2 to 6 players, looks pretty fun. And on top of the base game, there is actually going to be an expansion. That is Talisman Alliance's Fate Beckons. So yeah, immediately with an expansion, very cool to see. And yeah, in general, the entire collection looks pretty fun. The entire, base game plus expansion looks like it's going to be something that people are going to really enjoy. And yeah, unfortunately, it's just not something necessarily for me. But yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff on show here. And yeah, even just the fact the miniatures are simple, but they do actually look so good. It's cool. It's cool to have more fantasy stuff, more side games as well. It does mean that it can bring in, Games Workshop can bring in some of the more board game, I guess, crowd compared to the tabletop crowd that they typically go for. And yeah, in general, I'm sure plenty of people are going to be excited for this. But yeah, once again, just like with Sisters Battle, Talisman, not really something I care too much for, which has been a running theme the last few weeks. It's kind of unfortunate that there's not really been anything for me to be interested in, but I'm not the majority. I understand that. I'm very much the minority of what I like. But yeah, very cool, and I'm sure it's going to be a very fun game to play. I might just end up picking it up at some point, who knows. But that leaves us with our final topic of the week, and that is the Rumour Engine for the 4th of June 2024, and it appears to be some tattered robes. I can't really say much more to that. It's definitely fabric, it's definitely torn up, and yeah, it could realistically go for anything. I'd lean on the side of chaos, which I feel like I do with pretty much anything that's slightly damaged, but what that actually means, I don't know. That could be AOS, that could be 40k, that could be 30k, it could be a cape, it could be a cloak, it could be, a shawl, I don't know. It's just fabric. It could be a flag, to be fair, it could be a damaged flag. But yeah, I really don't have much to say about this one, which is unfortunate because, it's very nicely designed, I suppose. It's a good mold, it's a good, design for fabric. This is when it turns out it's not fabric at all and it's actually, sheet metal or something. But yeah, in any case, it looks interesting. I'm, interested in seeing what it could be. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm looking at this, it's completely possible it's a torn-up wing. It could be like a dragon wing or something. I didn't even think about that, but anyway, it could be a wing, could be a cloak, could be anything, honestly. And unfortunately, that is all I can really say about it. And that does mean that is everything for this episode. So yeah, really not much to talk about. And unfortunately, that is, the common theme through these last few weeks. There's really just not been much to talk about. I mean, even looking at the last few episodes, this one's not going to hit really 10 minutes. The last one was 10 minutes. The one before that was 6. We're getting a bit longer, but it's still not great in terms of the length of these episodes, and there's only so many times I can have, a pickup to talk about, something that I've, bought or been sent or whatever. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's just how it is, but in any case, that is going to be it for the video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new and ring a bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment below thoughts and feelings about anything that I've discussed in this video. Quite interested in hearing if there's any Talisman fans. I'm not. I've never played it though, so maybe I'm missing out. Let me know in the comments below, but otherwise, that is going to be it from me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna taste